It's time to sip that coffee, get your mind right, and vibe with the queen herself. We're dishing out hot topics, wellness tips of the day, and things that make you go, Let's get this palace party started.
And that's exactly what we are going to do. We are going to get this corporate morning segment started. For those of you, if this is your first time here on a Wednesday morning, listen, welcome. This is where we talk all things corporate America. It's not that type of entertainment that you are used to. So this may not be your kind of vibe. I just like to give a heads up so you don't waste your time and you can reclaim your time, honey. If this is not the vibe that you're looking for, this is one of those vibes where you plug in, you sit back, you relax, you enjoy a cup of coffee on your way to work, huh? You know what I'm saying? If you're commuting into work and you have the luxury of kind of going in, you don't have to be there right at 8. You don't have to be there right at 7. You just you get a little bit more flexibility than the rest of us. And if so, if you're in your car and you're in traffic, let us know. There they go. Yes. They are hunking all the way into the office, honey, on Wednesday morning. This is what we do, y'all, on Wednesday mornings over here in the palace. We talk all things corporate America. We talk finance. We also talk health, healing, and wellness. So, like I said, if you're looking for like a lot of gossip and entertainment, it's not that kind of vibe on Wednesday morning. I love to give you an option to quietly throw up your church finger and exit stage left. But for those of you that know what time it is, welcome. Cheers to you and happy Wednesday. I'm going to do y'all like I normally talk to my pets. I say, did you sleep okay? Did everybody sleep okay last night? Because that's important. They say y'all not sleeping. Research is saying that y'all are not sleeping. And I don't know why. How come y'all not sleeping? Let's start there. Did everybody sleep okay? Mama V, did you sleep okay? Cat, did you sleep okay? Protect your peace. Did you sleep okay? Ruby Jewel, listen, did you sleep okay? I slept all right. I had a nightmare about my dog, y'all. Benjamin. I had a nightmare that Benjamin, um, he ran by the mailbox and a group of coyotes, you know how coyotes will do. Oh, that's a story in and of itself. Coyotes will pretend to be friendly with your pet and wear them down with physical activity before attacking them. So I had a dream that Benjamin was chasing a group of 2 coyotes and they led him to but anywho, I slept all right. Kat say she did. She slept okay. She slept okay. Oh, Mama V says she slept real good. All right. Well, that's good to know. I am so happy to be back. It's been about, I'm going to say a good 5 weeks that we have not done the corporate segment, but that's okay. I am happy to be back, y'all. I'm in Texas and check it out. I woke up this morning. I think we're in the low 50s. No, the high 50s, like I think I'm in the 50s this morning and it feels good. How is the weather where y'all are located? Or is it cold? Is it fallish? Is it pumpkin spice weather? Help the queen out. Oh, Captain Venus didn't sleep because she missed your live last night. Oh, because you're a brokey? Girl, you ain't got $9? Hold on now. Hold on now. We talking $9, Venus. Wait a minute now. You're not finna come in here and act a fool this morning. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hey, listen, you put it out there. I'm just saying. You put it out there, Venus, so I can comment on it. Okay, listen, Savannah says she slept okay, fighting to get out of bed. Listen, don't fight, just get up, girl. That's why you have to set your automatic brew. If you have a coffee maker, I know a lot of y'all are fancy, honey, and you're modern day women, and you have those Keurigs. What is it? Let me drop the link. So I'm not up here by myself, and y'all can help me with these words. Listen, is it Keurings, and all of that? But if you go back old school, and if you get yourself in a good Bible-based church, I'm just kidding. But if you get yourself just a good plain ass basic coffee maker, I like Mr. Coffee brand, okay? And you can set automatic brew so that's Savannah, when you're having a hard time waking up in the morning, girl, the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Come on now.
Bruh.
I'm telling you. That's the best part of waking up. Okay. So Savannah says she's in Virginia and it's card cardigan. Cardigan sweaters and cute boot season. Okay. Is it UGG season? You know what? Is it UGG season? Is it time to bring Keurig? Thank you. Keurig. There we go. Ain't no shame in my game. No ego amigo, baby. Keurig. I bet I'll remember next time. So is it UGG season? Is it officially UGG season? Crybaby says she thinks the high today is going to be 71. It feels so good in Tyler. Listen, take your cup of coffee. Step outside if you can. Step outside. Just stand in your yard for a second. Open the doors to your balcony. Step outside just for a brief second. Feel the wind on your face. It's 40 in Detroit. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. 49 in South Carolina. Keurig. I'm going to have to remember that. 44 degrees in Cleveland, Ohio. What? Melanin Beauty, girl, you got to play the lotto. She said she went to Starbucks this morning and somebody paid for everybody's coffee. Look at God. Look at God. Play the lotto today. It's your day. Okay, T. Lee says she upgraded her level. That's good. It's 50s in Virginia. Oh, 55 in Louisiana. What part of Louisiana? What part of Louisiana? Chasing Dreams said, don't put them UGG boots on yet. She said, don't you put them UGG boots. Don't put them UGG boots on yet. All right. So listen, thanks for letting me just come in and warm up a little bit. Let's slide into what we do here on Corporate Wednesdays. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of it all and we start to talk about corporate America, listen, how are y'all feeling today? Wait a minute. If you've been here before, hold off, hold your horses. Let me explain to the newbies what we do. What we do on Wednesday corporate sessions is we drop one word. How you feeling? How you doing? Or how you trying to feel by the end of this segment? Ready? Go. What we feeling, y'all? Y'all know I'm nosy. Keurig. Keurig. I'm gonna have to practice that one. How y'all feeling? Let's see. Blessed. We got Blessed by Regina B. Blessed. Blessed. Fabulous. I like that. Refreshed. I like that, Shanta. Successful. Blessed. Mama V feeling good. I love it. We got rested. That's a good one. Protect your peace. Awesome. Lavinia is feeling awesome. Thankful. Venus is feeling thankful. Excellent. Angie B. Highly favored. Is that an adjective? Evolving me? Now hold on. Oh, you know what? I can't take that away from you. That's your moment to shine. I'm not going to steal that from you. We're going to go with highly favored. Kat is feeling strong. Leah's grandmother is feeling grateful. We got thankful from Crybaby. We got hopeful. Okay, well, we're going to send you some positive vibes. Area query. Savannah 912 is feeling focused. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank y'all for sharing. Ernestine, she feeling cute. You know what, Miss Ernestine? You do be looking cute. Y'all, Miss Ernestine can dress her behind off now. She feeling real cute. I love it. Savannah's feeling focused, relaxed. Kendra Armstrong. Listen, nice. I love it. Thank y'all. Thank you for sharing. We got rejuvenated. We got thankful coming through. Miss Ernestine feeling cute. Yes, she is. Let's see. How are y'all feeling for those of you in the bushes? For those of you in your cubicles, I know you can't talk. Go ahead and type it in real quick. How you feeling? You feeling grateful? You feeling inspired? You feeling motivated? I'm feeling motivated. That's what I'm feeling today. Okay, jubilation. Jubilation. I see you, Rashida. Reflective T. Lee. I'm feeling motivated. Thank you for asking, Ruby. Yes, she is. She's feeling motivated. The Beasleys, they're feeling blessed this morning. Well, welcome everybody. So now we're going to jump in and we're about to get into the meat and potatoes of corporate segment Wednesday morning show. Today, we're going to talk about the things that you should include on your resume. But before we do, okay. Lori is feeling uneasy. Listen, this too shall pass. Take a deep breath. You at work, Lori? Because if you're not at work, Brew you a cup of coffee. Step outside. Inhale, exhale. Let the wind blow in your face because this too shall pass. I promise you. I promise you. Okay, Queen. Okay, Crybaby says, Queen, I finally figured out who you remind me of. The mother on Above the Rim. Simply beautiful. I'm going to have to go look. I'm going to have to go look. Somebody send me a picture. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, it's 32 degrees in Rockford. Is that Illinois? Rockford, Illinois? Somebody let me know. Hey, Lala. Lala is checking in all the way from the UK. Although it's morning for us, y'all, it's afternoon for her. Lala, what's the temperature in the UK? We talking about the weather right now. What's the temperature right now in the UK? Drop it in the chat. Yes. All right. So today we're talking about there are 7 items that you should include or consider including on your resume. And I'm going to review those with you. As always, you're always welcome to come up, especially if you have an HR background, a corporate background, or you can add any insight to the conversation. The more, the merrier, y'all. That's the first thing. The second thing is before we get into that, I want to slide into the wellness tip of the week. The wellness tip of the week is to declutter. Listen. You got to. We're entering into the fall. This is Q4. Do not leave your house in shambles coming up for the new year. You've got to do something different. So, the wellness tip of the week is I need you to declutter your life, whether that's your social media, whether that's your pictures on your phone. Declutter, whether that's a room in your home, your entire house, your car. Get some order and establish some order in your life. That's the wellness tip of the week. Okay. You gotta move out the old in order to make room for the new. That's what I give you. That's what I leave you with. Declutter is the wellness tip of the week. And some of you know you need to declutter. You need to declutter some of the relationships. You need to declutter that negative stinking thinking. You need to declutter your desk. You need to declutter all them clothes you've been hanging on to that you can't fit no more. Talking about, I'm going to get back into this. Listen, if you ain't done it in a year, go ahead and give it away. Go ahead and give it away. Okay, Rashida said that she's been decluttering since the weekend. And it's just crazy that I just said this. Go ahead and do it, Kendra. Kendra said she needs to declutter her desk at work. Do it right now. Stand up, start putting stuff in order. Thank you, Captain Venus. The wellness tip, y'all, is to declutter. Look, I done ran a few people out. I done lost a few people when I said declutter. They don't want to hear that. Taya says, girl, you are reading my mind. Shanta says, girl, Chantel says, wow, alignment. I started to declutter this weekend and continuing every day after work. Go ahead and get rid of that junk drawer. Throw that shit in the trash. For real. Make room for where you had it. Throw that shit in the trash. Throw it away. If you ain't use it in a year, you're not going to use it. Welcome, Lala.
Hello, good afternoon, Queen.
Yes. Good
How are
morning
you
to
on this
you.
beautiful Wednesday?
You know what, Lala? I'm feeling motivated.
Okay,
That's my
that's
word.
good.
What's your word?
Content and blessed. I'm really just getting into the rhythm of, doing things. But I'll be honest with you, your wellness tip kind of like triggered me because I've noticed throughout my journey of not working the last few months that I'm a hoarder. I'm obsessed with things, especially bags, and I can't get rid of them.
Girl, what? Okay, go ahead. We listening.
Okay, so I collect bags. I collect like vintage like bags, and I have a lot of bags, maybe 100, 200, and I can't let go. I've tried and I just can't. It feels like every bag is a memory of where I got it from. I have attachment to it and I don't know how to detach. And I don't know, I've become a hoarder of clothes and bags, my main thing. And now it's becoming makeup. I don't know. Queen, I just feel triggered.
Wow.
Oh my. Listen. Declutter. Pick one bag. to donate and give away.
Okay.
Well, pick 5. How many bags you got now? How many bags we talking about?
Maybe one something,
A
nearly
hundred and
200
something?
bags. Yeah.
I want you to pick 25 bags today
Ooh.
and take a picture.
Okay.
You pick
Oh
them,
God.
you bag them, you give them away. Drop them off to the women's shelter. Figure out something, because at the end of the
Okay.
day, what you holding on to? We gotta
Yeah.
move out the old to make room for the new
Yeah. I'm trying to figure that out too. What am I holding on to? I don't
that you
know.
can't get back.
That's so true. Yeah, I've literally become a hoarder and I need to stop. But thank you for that. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to start today looking through it and I'll take pictures and get rid of 25. I have to. I have to. I have
You
to do
have
something.
to.
I
You
have
have
to.
to, and then let us know. Keep us posted, because send me a picture.
Okay, I'll do that.
No
I'll do
second
that. I'll
guessing.
probably be crying. Gonna get a picture of me crying at the same time.
You gotta be a cheerful giver.
Yeah, it's not the fact of giving, it's letting go. I don't know how to let go of things. That's my problem, especially
Okay.
material things. I feel like I work so hard to get, and to
Mhm.
get rid of them just makes me feel like, oh, what did I do?
You'll do it again. You'll get it. You'll
Yeah.
do it again. You got those, you can get more. There's more where that came from. Put them in a bag, be a big girl about it, and let it go.
Okay, I'm gonna do that, and I'll take a picture of it. Thank you, Queen.
Yes. And do it, and then release it in love, that some woman, some girl that cannot afford it will get to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll definitely do that. Thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, you gonna hang out with me as we go over these resumes?
Yes, I'm gonna hang out, Queen. I'm gonna hang out.
Okay, Glam Rock says, "Good morning." Listen, y'all send let me, before I get into Glam Rock's comment, y'all send Lala some positive vibes about decluttering and letting go of those bags. Okay, just positive. Just send it real quick in your head. Just a cute little positive thought. Glam Rock says, "Good morning, Queen Sheba. I've already started, updated my resume, playing around, and got a job offer. Cleaning this office right now, waiting on God to say go." Listen, I love it. I love it. And make sure that whatever you choose, Glam Rocks, that you choose something that's going to empower you, something that's going to make you feel alive, something that's going to make you feel happy and wholesome. That's what I leave you with, because it sounds like you're in a good place, and that's the best time to go looking for a job, when you're not in a state of desperado, you know? Um, okay, Lala. DG says, "I am with Lala in that regard. I have closets full of clothes that I can't wear. Get rid of them."
Oh,
Get
let's not
rid
get to
of
the
them.
clothes part. DG. I'm with you on the clothes, but actually, I do wear them. It's just that I don't go out much in the UK. I'm a fashionista when I'm abroad, but in London, I just wear whatever. But those clothes come in handy when I'm abroad. So I feel you on that one.
Yeah, throw them away. Don't even be trying to sell them, because that's gonna put you in a heightened state of trying to sell. Then you're gonna feel offended if somebody want. Get rid of it. Look. All right, so we're gonna do something different. Normally, I would slide into the financial wellness part, but we're gonna go straight into the corporate part about the resumes and what you should consider including on your resume. Give me 1 second. I need to make sure. Hold on. Give me 1 second, y'all. I need to take this brand down. Hold on. Let me take my screen down, and then we're going to get into it, and we're going to talk about it. And Lala is going to help me spearhead this conversation this morning. And listen, this is not perfect advice. We're just giving you recommendations based on our experience, okay? If that's all right with y'all. Let me see. That's number 2. Hold on. That's not what I want. Number 1, number 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let me go all the way to the bottom. Hold on. I know what I'm looking for. Number 8. Hold on. Oh, hold on, y'all. I'm looking for the first one. 7, 6. That should be 6, 5, 4, 3. All right, here we go. Let me make my screen a little bit bigger, and let me know if y'all can see this. Can y'all see this?
Yes, we can see it, Queen.
All right, 90% of employers want to see soft skills on your resume. So it's okay to have the technical pieces and the execution pieces. But a lot of times what we're often missing or not seeing, and I'm not an HR person, but I'm just based off of this research, a lot of people are hesitant to put their soft skills on their resume. So when you think about customer experience, taking care of people, soft skills, right? Not even taking care of people, but how you manage your relationships on and off the clock. Here are 12 soft skills that are in most demand. Okay. Number one, and Lala, I want you to give me your opinion on this one. Oops, that's
Okay, Queen.
okay. Number one that's in most demand is influence, the ability to motivate people without force. Chew on that. How well do you influence? Where you can get in there and get the job done without intimidation, without force. Keywords: negotiate, persuade. Example: negotiated with suppliers for a 5% reduction. What are your thoughts, Lala?
I agree with that. I 100% agree with that, because in any workplace, you might get into a position where you have to might lead. How do you lead? How are you going to motivate the people that work with you? If you have a task and you know it's a tight deadline, how are you going to get your team in the good spirits to complete this task?
Very good. Thank you, Lala. So, influence, they want to see that. They want to know how you influence, how you motivate people, and not by force and threatening to fire people and all of that. Okay. Number two, here we go. They want to see flexibility, to me, which is a great display of grace and patience, the ability to adjust to changes. Keywords: adapt, embrace, prioritize, develop, quick learner. I would probably say nimble, pivot. Those are also words that you can consider as keywords to describe that. Listen, I understand the assignment, but should the assignment change with little to no notice from the corporation, I'm flexible. It's okay. I can adapt well. I embrace the opportunity for the learning curve, and I know how to reshift my prioritizations based on needs, real-time needs and stuff like that. Example: developed innovative digital marketing strategies that increase qualified leads by 10%. I don't like that example. That's not a good, to me, that's not a good example of flexibility. Lala, when you think about a good example of flexibility, what comes to mind?
Being able to move things around, like prioritizing, that's really important. For example, you could have a last minute meeting come up, but you've got a report due. What do? It's all about prioritizing, and it's all about also being able to adapt to your situations as well.
I love it. Okay, that's great. Regina B, welcome. We are talking 12 soft skills that you should incorporate on your resume. Looks like you are coming up here. What are your thoughts? Or did you want to comment on the first two that we've already shown?
Good morning. That's what I was doing. I thought I could show the whole house. See, I don't play. My word is my bond. I declutter. I don't have to declutter. It's all clean. I look for stuff to do. Seriously. I just kept my husband's stuff because I'm never getting rid of it. Never. I
Ah,
took it
okay.
upstairs, some in the basement. I thought you could
Oh,
see it. I want y'all to see
well,
my
look,
beautiful husband.
come back and show us at the end. Come back and show
Right,
us
but
at
the
the end when
screen
we,
is
hold on. Come back and show us at the end so we can finish this slide about the resume. We've moved on from the declutter, but I want you to come back as soon as I close this, and we want to see your house, okay?
okay, we'll do.
Okay, come right
Good
back.
morning,
Okay.
everyone. All right.
Okay, Regina's gonna come back and show us how clean her house is. Let me take you off. Okay.
I love that.
I love it too, Latrice. She gonna show us how clean that house is. I love it. All right, Regina's gonna come back, and we're gonna go to soft skill number 3. Here we are. Another soft skill that's missing is the ability to just listen. Oh, really listening to someone takes more than just listening. It takes understanding. It takes observation of the person you're listening to, knowing when to ask questions and give advice, and when to just be quiet and just listen to every word. Lala, what are your thoughts?
Agree, Queen, because a lot of people listen to reply. They don't listen to understand. They don't listen to, just to be aware of what that person's communicating with them with, and what they're trying to say, but they just listen to reply. So listening is really good. And also being aware of your surroundings while you're listening, like, are other people quiet? Should you be quiet? When to butt in and when not to, is really important to know your surroundings while you're listening as well.
Oh, this one is so good. I'm gonna have to read it again because I don't believe a lot of people are actually great listeners. We pretend to listen so that we can come back, or we're not in the moment. A lot of times we're in our head thinking about what we're gonna say next, anticipating what you're gonna say, and we're running deep defensive plays when it comes to just having the ability to listen. So in corporate America, based on this research, y'all, they're saying they want to see that on your resume, that you have the ability to be a great listener. And not only that, giving examples. Because maybe your recruiter or your potential boss may ask you some behavioral questions in that interview, and that will be a great time for you to give examples of how you've incorporated being a great listener into your role and how that plays into those soft skills. Anything else that comes to mind, Lala, about listening?
No, but what you said there, Queen, 100% agree with you on that. And also know to take advice as well when you're listening. Like, take it in, suck it all that information in, because you never know when it will become useful to you later on.
That's true. DG says, Queen, you're stepping on my toes. I have to stop myself from responding with my own story. Listen, we can put a period right there. I have to stop myself from responding with my own story, which means you're in your own head and you're not practicing. I'm not saying just her, but all of us. So when we're responding with our own story, ooh, well, let me tell you what happened, or da 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 da, here's how I do it. We're not really listening. We're not observing. We should be asking them questions. How did that work out for you? What's next? And it takes the focus off of us and really causes us to engage a little bit more with them. Yeah. Number 4. Let's go to number 4. Here we go. I think I got it right. Not that one. Hold on. Let me delete that one. I think number 4 is at the bottom. Give me 1 second, y'all. Nope, not that one. Sorry, y'all. This should be number 4. Yep, got it. Number 4. Here we go. Teamwork. The ability to work effectively in a team. Keywords: morale, support, encourage, collaborate. Example: collaborated with the team to create and implement relevant and engaging social media plans. Lala, what are your thoughts on teamwork?
Oh, this is
Collaboration.
such an important thing, especially in a working environment, because you will do a lot of team working with your colleagues, and some you may not like and stuff, but you have to have the right rapport, the right morale, and you have to be somebody that's able to encourage them, support them, and being able to collaborate is so important, and share your ideas, because you never know how sharing your ideas you can actually motivate somebody else and bounce off their ideas. It's all about sharing information. Teamwork is so important. And
I
this is
love
really
it.
a good, important thing to add to the CV as well. I've got it on my CV because I manage teams and things like that, and how important it is. They want to see that, because if they bring you into their team, they want to know how you would work with them.
This is all great information for those of you that are tuned in. We're on number 4. 4. So 90% of these 93% of employers would like to see some of these 12 soft skills implemented in your resume, right? Teamwork, the ability to listen, um, influence, and all of that. Has anything stood out to you that you feel like you can incorporate on your resume? Teamwork. And the key words to display that you're not going to write the word teamwork on the resume. The key words that will demonstrate your ability to be an effective team player is morale, support, encourage, collaborate. Those are examples. It's not a comprehensive list. It's just an example of some words that you can implement on that resume that will tell that recruiter, that will show that hiring director, hey, listen, I like this guy. I like this girl. I want to know more. Because ultimately, people pull you in for an interview, not necessarily because they want you to have the job. They don't know that yet. They want to learn a little bit more about you based on what they've seen and read on your resume. So hopefully, I'm hoping that some of you have been able to find some of you are considering incorporating these skills. Leadership. Oh, the ability to lead, influence, and guide others. Keywords: mentor, delegate, lead, manage, facilitate. I like facilitate for women because some of this language right here can be male dominated. So for women, I would probably say facilitate. What's a good word? A keyword, Lala, to demonstrate leadership.
I was just about to say facilitate because I have that on my CV, Queen. I feel like the other ones seem more masculine, if you know what I mean.
They do. They
So I
do.
always do facilitate, but they are good, but I just don't feel like they're geared to women, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I agree with you. For those of you in the chat, what's some other words that we can plug in that doesn't seem as And I'm not saying these words are not right, but you got to be able to finesse and know how to present yourself without it coming off too strong, right? They can pick up that on your personality. So we like the words influence, okay? Lawson Blair says ability to influence, persuade, persuasive. I like that. Persuade team members and stakeholders to support a project that. The ability to mediate. Okay, that's a good one. These are okay. Mediate, facilitate, collaborate, persuade. Those are all really good ones. Thank you. Thank you. Number 6. That was number 5. Number 6. Here we go. Uh-oh. 3. Oh, number 6 is at the bottom. I know where it is. That's 8. What's that?
That's
Is that
number
number
6, Queen. No, go back one more.
that's
Yeah.
6?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
it.
here we go. Number 6, communication, one of my favorites. The ability to exchange. I don't have to say anything else. The ability to exchange. When you think about exchanging, it's a bidirectional, not one directional. The ability to exchange ideas and information accurately. Keywords: presenting, negotiating, stakeholder engagement. Example: facilitate and present monthly training to new hires. What comes to mind for you, Lala?
Sorry, Queen. This thing of muting really annoys me. No, communication is for me is very important. I've got my master's in communication, and it's so important on how you communicate with your team, the basics of communication, and the type of it also depends on the type of leader you are and how you communicate with people as well.
Mm, okay. Okay.
And it's all about transparency and clarity, and being open to actually listening. That's part of communication, because you need to listen to what others are saying to you for you to adapt that into your role and to your work.
I think it's good. Um, when you think about communication for Lala and people in the chat, how do you communicate? What's your primary modality of communication? Is it verbal? Is it written? Like what's your communication go to? Your style of communication. Hold that thought. Welcome, Savannah. We are on number 6, communication. Are you joining us for this conversation?
I am Queen. Good morning and happy
Good
Wednesday.
morning.
Good morning, Lala. Absolutely amazing conversation. I've been trying to get in for a minute. Um, Communication is there's a blend of not only behavioral attributes, but as well as your thinking attributes. So you have to be able to basically read the room, know your audience, and because how you can communicate, even verbally, even facial expressions. A lot of women talk with their hands. So these things are all signs of communication and can be interpreted both as a negative and sometimes even as a positive. So um, it there's infinite variations of how you communicate amongst different groups of people. So we have to be aware of our body language, our facial expression, and not only just verbal when it comes to communicating.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. One thing I would add is when Savannah said the hands. I'm gonna say be yourself because I talk with my hands, and when I noticed that I was trying not to, I became stiff and I became not myself. And I made up for it in other areas. One way that you can display that you're an excellent communicator in your interviews, on your resume, or if they're asking you behavioral questions like, can you give me a time that you had to communicate and blue, blue, blue? Don't talk about your style of communication. Talk about how you're able to accommodate other people's styles of communication. And that's what Savannah is saying, being able to read the room, because those are great questions that can cause you to get tripped up and can also cause you not to get the job because you don't realize that you're talking about yourself. And it can come off as being very self centered as opposed to a team thing, being open, nimble, flexible, all of those previous things that we talked about. Anything about that, Lala, that you'd like to add about communication? And if you were asked to give an example of how you communicate and give us a time when A, B, C, D, do you think it's important for them to focus on their style of communication or how they accommodate others?
I agree with you on that part, Queen. It depends on what the question they're stating is. So if they say stating or they're asking you what is your style of communication, then you talk about your style. But if it's a general question, then you talk about generally how you would communicate with your team and explain. And I'm the same as you, Queen. I talk with my hands. I'm talking to you right now and I'm moving my hands. So that's how I talk. So be yourself when you're communicating, but also know that watch how you speak as well. It's all about the way you talk and the type of I can't explain it. It's like oh, I can't explain, but it's like explain. It's trying to tell people through your communication how you will adapt to them. So it's about listening as well, and it's also about telling them through your communication what you would do in that team and how you would do it in, because if you don't communicate well in your interview, they will see that as a negative sign of how you would communicate in the workplace,
I
if
agree.
you know what I mean.
All right, I agree. So that's number 8. Let's go to number 7. Number 7, analytical thinking, the ability to collect and process data related to a problem. I'm gonna say I don't know if I like the word analytical because I think this applies more in technical roles, just based on my opinion. If you are informatics, business analytics, things like that. So I think strategic thinking would be a neutral, but let's keywords: research, data, analysis, develop strategy. It just depends on the role. Okay. For those of you that are considering incorporating this soft skill into your resume by using these keywords, I'm going to say it depends on the role. And you may have to intertwine or switch the words. Savannah, what are your thoughts on number 7? Analytical thinking, the ability to collect and process data related to a problem.
And I learned throughout my professional career that there is a part of my brain where I am an analytical thinker, because I needed to things had to make sense for me, and they had to be clear in order for me to invest in whatever a project or regardless of what it was, it had to be. I would sit down, I would inquire about it, I would rationalize the pros and the cons, and so I am a person that operates with data and research, because things have to be logical and objective for me. I have to, so there's a scientific method that I appreciate, and it's kind of like a mental analysis for me in order for me to invest into whether it's a project or a function event. It can't be just because we're doing just because. I have to see the actual input and output of this scene, or I
Right.
immediately log out.
So let me ask you this that's more specific to what we're giving them, tips that they can incorporate on their resume. That was a great example of how that works. But can you give them something that will work for them as it relates to keywords and inputting this on their resume? What are your thoughts on this? Because this is one of the soft skills that they're saying that 93% of employers would like to see. So if you think as it relates to those that are tuned in and how they can utilize this, what would you say, Savannah?
I'm sorry. So what would I say for them to be more strategic about what they put
Oh,
in?
well, we're giving them tips. Like we're
Okay.
talking to them regarding helpful things that they can place on their resume. You gave a great example of your learning style when it comes to being analytical, but how can we translate that and give that to the audience to help them um clean up their
I,
resume?
I would just say be careful that what you're wanting to show a potential employer makes you more of a jack of all trades but a master of none. So it just be conceptual and making it a weigh in all sides of what you're actually annotating on your resume, because it has to make sense to your potential employer and what you're trying to convey to them, what your strengths are, what your actual what you're trying to develop, whether it's soft skills or your it's also about a learning process. So it definitely is on what you're trying to not only bring to the team, but also that you can learn from being in that potential position.
All right. We're gonna go to number 8.
Oh, sorry, Queen. Can
Number
I
8,
quickly
how
add to that?
huh?
Can I quickly add to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I would say for that last one, it's also about your problem solving skills, how you break down information and identify patterns to solve problems, and your decision making. That's what critical thinking is all about.
Thank you, Lala. I like that. That was very specific. Hold on. Let me bring that back. When it comes to data and analytics, it was number 7 right
Yeah.
here, y'all. How you can utilize this on your resume or in an interview to tell a story. Like Lala said, problem solving skills, the ability to collect the information that you need, think through it. So don't let this catch you off guard when it says process data. The data could be the background. Why are my employees arguing? What's the data here? Not necessarily the numbers. And so the ability to get all the information that you need to process the situation and then problem solve and come up with the resolution, the research, data analysis, and develop a strategy. These are just examples of keywords. These are not necessarily things that you have to use, but you can find softer words if you'd like to, but make sure that it's relevant to the story that you're trying to tell. That's what I would say. I hope we're not complicating this. Last but not least, number 8. Hold on. I think this is number 8. Yep. This is the last one. Number 8. They are interested in how you write effectively and professional. I'm not going to say even emails, primarily emails, but I'm going to say correspondence. Listen, Can you articulate your point without writing a novel? My best friend loves to write novels in corporate America. I am a wordsmith. I'd be like, take that out, take that out, take that out, take that out. Get to the point. They don't have all day. Can you write effectively? Can you communicate effectively when it comes to correspondence? Not just emails, Skypes, pinging people on WebEx, whatever software and systems you use. How do you talk to people? Lower and upper levels of management. How do you present topics in person and versus virtually? How do you navigate discussions with differing opinions, right? And how do you set boundaries? So this is specific. These are examples they want to hear. I would probably say this has more to do with the interviewing process as opposed to the resume, right? When you talk about, I presented this and I did this and this PowerPoint, how? Was it in person? How many, like really go into detail of how you were able to effectively communicate, how you effectively dialogue with your peers, because you do not communicate the same with everybody. Like Savannah said, it depends on who's in front of you. I'm not going to talk to Lala the same way that I would talk to a CEO. With Lala, we may have more of an exchange. With the CEO, I may have to do more listening. See, that's when it comes into play to show how developed you are as a professional. You should not be talking a lot with certain levels of management, right? They're going to do the talking. You can ask questions. What are your thoughts on that, Lala, real quick?
I agree, Queen. This is for me. This is more effective for the interview. I'll be honest with you, not necessarily while you're in the job. It is important while you're in the job because emails, messages on MS messages and all that stuff are monitored and reviewed on a weekly, daily basis. So it's important how you communicate effectively in terms of your written communication. So that's important, but also your speech is important. Like you said, Queen, you would talk different to me, like you would talk different to the CEO. Like, know who you're talking to. There's certain people that take your information and run with it. You know what I mean? And it might go against you. So be aware of who you're talking to and how you talk to them. And also in emails, be really careful in how you word your emails as well in the workplace. Like, be calm. If somebody irritates you or angers you, don't be trigger happy with the keyboard. Think about it, strategically listen to what you want to say and how you say it, and do it diplomatically. Like in the email, you have to always be diplomatic and don't let your feelings get in the way of your job, in my opinion.
I agree. Savannah, what are your thoughts?
So, in our office here, we like to keep communication, especially like emails and stuff. We follow the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. So we make sure that we keep everyone informed, and we effectively communicate what message we're trying to convey. And it all depends on who you're communicating with. If you're connecting with someone on like a personal level, if you know your colleagues on a personal level, they're going to better understand what emotions or what impacts you're trying to invade, and be in a better position to see situations from their perspective. But if it's someone like leadership or even outside vendors, we definitely keep all that inner communication out of external emails when it comes to that. So we just get straight to the point, make sure that your message is clear and clean, and everyone is informed of what you're trying to convey.
I love that. I like the adjectives that you use, clear and clean. Y'all, get to the point. Kat says our managers always tell us to get to the point in emails. Don't talk about how you feel and why you couldn't do something. If you're late on it, hey, following up on this deliverable, we'll have it to you by end of day, blah, 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 or by end of the week. Don't, all of that other stuff doesn't matter. That's a phone call. That's a Skype. That's a text. But in the email, like Lala says, watch what you put, because anything can be used against you. Get to the point. The other stuff does not matter. Kat says they just generally announced it to the group that we should write a few sentences. I agree. I think it's safe, it's clean, it's concise. Here Moore says, I will definitely be listening to this again. Listen, it'll take a lot of stress off your back if you learn how to effectively communicate quickly and get to the point. If you learn and know when to hold them, when to fold them, that means listen, when to speak. With the acronym WAIT, why am I talking? Let's see. Anything else? Okay, Kia says, I am a recruiter, and it is very important that people customize their resumes to speak to the desired and required qualifications that are listed in the job description. Companies are now using AI to review. Woo! Listen, that's a good point. That's a really good point. That's a really good point, Kia. Let me see if I missed anything else. Okay. Kia says, yes, the audience determines the type of communication. Always remain professional, but different levels require different communication. Entry level, lots of detail. C-suite, bullet points. Listen, if you ever get in front of a leader, I don't care if it's in corporate America, I don't care if it's off the clock, if it's on social media, get to the point. The higher you go up, depending on who you're communicating with, the less words you should be using. They're not going to read all of that. I don't even read all of that. And if it's too long, they're not going to read it. And Kia, this is so right. And we're really educating you and schooling you. And you'll find yourself utilizing the right communication with the wrong person. And then you'll say, hey, I need a follow up on that. You didn't respond to this email because you failed to read the room. You failed to remember who you're communicating with. I love the example. Entry level, if it's a basic entry level, blah, 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 you're going to give lots of detail. But the higher you go up, get to the point, bullet points. What are your thoughts, Lala and Savannah?
I agree, Queen, because I know what it's like being in management and getting essays, and you're like, so what reading through it and I'm still trying to get understanding what was the point of this email. So I used to tell my team, like, send me if you have a inquiry that you want to raise with me, send me straight up bullet points of what happened, how it happened, and what you want the outcome to be. And that worked for me and my team because I don't have time to go through 10,000 emails of essays. I just don't have time for that. So it's always important to know who you're communicating with. If it's with your management and your CEO and that, just know to paraphrase things in short sentences. But it's for lower teams, it's better for you to actually get into detail, let them know what's going on. It's it depends on that level, but I definitely agree with you. And Kia.
Yeah. Savannah, what are your thoughts on what Kia? She's a recruiter and she's saying that like the communication. What are your thoughts on this?
I completely agree with Kia, and I wanted to also insert in the conversation that as you're um, rising in your organization and as you're building relationships, it is important to know the boundaries of the interactions that you have, whether it's with a peer, a supervisor, manager, a leader. So, because once those lines become blurred, you're inviting other stressors and distractions and failure to recognize when you begin to occupy more and more of someone's time, or relationships can hinder other relationships in the workplace or projects, then you're setting yourself up for basically exit doors. So we're actually going through a team development here this week because of relationships and lines being blurred and roles. So it's important that you recognize, not only because I know when with people I work with, they're not my friends on any of my social media. If it isn't a um, function that I need to attend to outside the office, I don't hang out with these people during the weekend because these are my coworkers, my colleagues. They're not my friends. And so it's important for those boundaries to be established and in place as well.
I love it. And that was part of the last slide that we showed. Number 12, you see it, it says how to set boundaries. And your boundaries are specific to you, right? That could be like, let me close my mouth. The CEO is in here. Let me not divulge all of my frustrations. Let me not over communicate. Let me tighten it up a little bit. But I think this was a really good conversation. Thank you, Kia, for helping and just kind of giving us some things that we should consider from a recruiter's perspective. I will say this about the over communication. I've often experienced that people who utilize a lot of words to convey their point tend to be very emotional people. I'm going to say it again. People who tend to write long ass novels tend to be very emotional. It shows a lot of emotion sometimes. In those emails is too much information. And what it signifies to me is that you really didn't think through this communication. You're just kind of, what is it called? You're kind of like vomiting all of this stuff out. And you didn't, I don't know. That's just my opinion. When I see long communications come through, it's too much. You're over
No, I agree,
communicating.
Queen. Is
Go
I
ahead, Lala.
actually there's actually a study done on this. Oversharers and people that overshare is and over communicate actually have underlining issues of abandonment. So they continue to overshare, whether it's in work. And I'm not saying overshare in terms of their personal life. I'm talking about in emails, like too much. They lead with emotions more than their critical thinking and analytical thinking as well. So that is very true, Queen.
Yeah, DG says I always have to rewrite my emails before I hit send to take out all the shade I wanted to say. That's not professional. I send what's necessary to address the issue and what's expected. You have to. Um, Hold on. And there's another one. The review hour says, I don't read long dissertations. You have to keep it short. You have to, y'all. Start practicing in your personal life. Get to the point. What's the point of the communication? Karen says bullet points are effective for emails. Start with what you need or what you are trying to communicate. That's a great, that's yes, 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 yes. Um, I've and also based on my experience, it's typically middle-aged women. I'm gonna say boomers that like to over communicate. I know I may have just hit a nerve. Listen, if you're listening and I'm talking to you, hopefully you're taking it as something that's an opportunity. Like, you know what? Maybe I do. Or maybe it doesn't apply, you know. But if you are, clean it up. It's not a bad thing, but just kind of practice getting to the point a little bit sooner. Any final thoughts, Savannah?
Sorry, Queen. No, I think you hit the nail on the head. I'm sorry, someone just walked into my office and left real quick. But no, I think that was a great assessment there.
Okay. Lala, final thoughts on the just today's segment.
No, it's listen, I've been in the in the healthcare industry for what, 15 years, and I'm telling you, I learned something today. So thank you, Queen. I think these are great outputs that definitely put into people's CVs and tailor it towards to them and their experiences. And anybody that's listening, I hope they got if like relevant information that they can use. I certainly did, and I'm taking some along with me to add to my CV. So thank you, Queen.
Absolutely. I'll say this I'm gonna give y'all one example before we log off. Depending on if you are talking, let's just say to a senior director, anybody in leadership, and they kind of, let's say they inbox you or they email you, I need you to da 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 da. Let me give an example. In product, my senior director, there was a lot of swirl going on an email of who would take the lead to deal with a client, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't my client. So it was myself and another product lead on the email thread. And the director said to me, I need you to do A, B, C, D. Are you tracking? I said, yes, I'm tracking. Now, here's the gag. I was not tracking. I didn't know what the hell she meant, but guess what? In front of her, yes, I got it. I'm tracking. Then I went to a lower level person for support. Does that make sense? And when I say lower level, my peer, because we're lower than the senior director. And I'm like, I have no idea what she wants me to do. I've never done this before, but I didn't tell her that. So that's an example of how you like reading the room. You do not want to, it would not be wise to share your deficits with upper level management. Yep, I got it. And you know what? Go figure it out. What are your thoughts on that, real quick, Lala and or Savannah?
I love that. I absolutely love that, Queen. I really do. Because me,
So
if I can't figure things out, I'm fighting myself all day. But I never think to do that. But yeah, I love that. Thank you for sharing.
Yep.
I like that, Queen. I think, instead of you sought to seek understanding first. So if don't be quick to jump into like the problem solving mode and maybe start implementing solutions without fully surveying the situation. But going to someone that can help you explain your interpretation of what your leader said. It's the type of problem solving, but stay connected closely to who asked you to do the task and bring in a neutral third party always, because I understand exactly what you mean. I have a leader he chews on numbers all day long, and I hardly understand what he's talking about. But if I go to someone else in my team, they will explain it to me on what is his objective and what is his end goal, and we can get it that way. But no matter how many times I try to understand what he's trying to convey to me, asking me to complete, I always have to bring in a neutral third party so that they can break it down where I understand what his why is.
And sometimes that's going to happen to those of you that are tuned in. It's almost like speaking two different languages. You have some people, like Savannah said, that speak numbers, that speaks data, analytics, product, and you looking at them like, I'm not no damn salesperson. I'm not no damn product. I'm not, I don't specialize in oncology. I specialize in pediatrics. And you're looking at them like they're speaking a foreign language. Listen, that doesn't mean that you're not capable. You go get an interpreter. You go get somebody to say, what is he asking me to do? Because this is what I'm gathering. And there are some people on the job that will be able to support you in that, say, oh, sometimes they're using big words. That's just their field, their lingo specific to their wheelhouse. And they're gonna say, oh, he wants you to do A, B, and C. You're gonna be like, oh, child, that's all he had to say. He had me running around here. Yes. But like Savannah said, it comes down to language. And sometimes you need an interpreter. That's it. That's all. The review hour says, I agree with that. You have to be independent in learning and research. Never reveal your deficit. Listen, depending on who, no, I love that caller. Boundaries are very important. She's talking to you, Savannah. All right. So that concludes our Wednesday morning wellness segment. What we're going to do is we're going to wrap up and leave you with either what we're leaving you with today. Oh, by Diego says, morning, y'all, trying to make my own life easier. I've implemented a new protocol for my company for typing emails to our senior group. They like my format so much that they're, can you tell us a little bit more before we log off? They liked his format so much, they are making everyone follow. That's what I love, being a problem solver. I was talking
That's
to...
why Diego. Oh, I'm sorry, Queen.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
May I suggest we use Copilot, and there's if you go to LinkedIn Learning, there's free training sessions on how to use Copilot to effectively communicate, whether it's via email, PowerPoint slides, even building your resume. Go Microsoft Copilot, and it's a free app on your Microsoft Teams. So we here on this government side, we use Copilot to effectively go through our emails and get straight to the point, give us just the facts and the data. And so I would say look into that app, Snatch by Diego. That might assist you as well.
So that's just the freebie that Samantha gave you. That's a free program on LinkedIn Learning, or a free resource. You go on LinkedIn, you go to the learning module, you type in Copilot. We have it here on the screen. Listen, we're just here to help and elevate, honey, and give you things to consider. Now, you don't have to incorporate all of these skills on your resume like in real time. Take one that really, really resonates with you. One that you say, you know what? I like the sound of it. I like the feel of it. This is good. You can just do one and make magic on your resume. So don't feel pressured to incorporate all of these things. Just take that thing that stands out to you. Yep. Okay, so Diego, what he was able to do, let me go back to the first one. He said that he incorporated a protocol for his company, that he recommended that they utilize for communication, correspondence, specifically emails for their senior group. They liked his recommendation and his ideas so much that they incorporated it as a best practice for everybody to follow. Here's what he did. He said his email included the reason, the original ask, the ticket, and other important information to research payments or whatever else. So he got straight to the point. That's what it comes down to. The reason. Why are you emailing me? It's almost like, why are you calling me? The original ask, the ticket, and any other, remember, collecting data, any other important information so that they can research the payment information. I hope I explained that. Yep. And let's see. That's it. That's it. Nothing else. That's it. That's all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Wednesday morning corporate segment. That's all we got for y'all right now. Oh, I know what we have to say. What are we leaving the chat with, or what are we taking away from today's conversation? I'll start with you, Savannah.
I want the chat to know to make sure that you're always growing and learning, and every experience is a learning situation. And there are free training modules out there. Make it I don't know, a resolution, or make yourself a commitment, but always invest in yourself. And it's something that I learned late in my life. So in my 40s, I learned that I went back to school, finished my degrees, and started investing in myself. Every time there was a free training, a free webinar or something, I'm always in it. I love LinkedIn Learning. There's so much that you can learn on there, from video interacting, and they even give you assignments. So always invest in yourself and grow. Don't ever be afraid to be your true, authentic self. If you're social, make sure that you're conveying that in your resume and in your interviews. If you're more of a structured person or a conceptual thinker, just make sure that all of this is shown and highlighted in not only in your resume, but is in your person as well. And make sure that your brand, you present yourself well each and every day, whether you're going into a new position or an existing position. But always learn and grow as you climb in life.
Excellent, excellent value adds to the conversation that Savannah's leaving you all with today. Thank you. Thank you, Savannah. Lala had to take a call, you guys. So she had to jump off and take a call. Kia says, wonderful conversation. And coming from a person that reviews over 50 resumes per day, these conversations are much needed. I am going to step out and say, I assume that she's saying that because sometimes the resumes are a mess. It's too much. You know what I mean? There's a sweet spot. If you want a one-page resume. Let me tell you why. Ain't nobody finna read all that. Oh, Queen, don't be that way. I'm telling you, ain't nobody finna read all that. That's important to you, not to them. What can you pack on one sheet of paper that can convey you're experienced, you can get the job done, or you're at least worth a conversation. Boom. Boom. That's it. That's all. What I would like to leave you with today is what you focus on the things that you're good at. What you're good at, you'll always be good at. You know what I'm saying? And carry that well with you into the workplace. Carry that well with you on your resume. Carry that well with you on the interview. Don't be afraid of your deficits. Hell, if you want to be savvy, you can introduce your deficits and say, that's why I applied for the role, because I don't have experience in this particular area, but I do have experience here. And I think this will be a great opportunity for me, not only to be stretched, but to bring the things that I do well into the corporation, such as A, B, C, D. And that's what I leave you all with. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you, panel, for such a great discussion. Until then, I will see you next time.
Have a good day, Queen.
You too, Savannah. Bye-bye, everybody.